say I'm grateful. And I love you.
Hey people, so good evening. My husband is not yet back, and recently I've been quite sick. I look so much better now, like compared to 2 days ago. 2 days ago I could not even lift myself. And I'm home alone because ABEG has gone back to school. I don't know if you saw the video I made with him. I did sibling tag with him where he revealed a lot of things, and I'm glad we had that conversation, for real. So I hate this cough. This cough, it's dry and it hurts my throat. Bill will be coming back in a few days, and I just hope I'm totally fine to welcome him back home. I'm not sure how to welcome him. I got him a little package for his birthday. It will still come in, I think hopefully tomorrow or on the 1st, because we're supposed to come back on the 1st. So I'm looking forward to that. So let's see. I just wanted to give you an update, simply because I gave you guys the update when he traveled now here. So I want to give you like another update, kind of a week in my life, pending, waiting for his return. Subscribe. So one of the questions, let me not even exaggerate the thing. I know one of the questions a lot of persons will have, though they did not ask me again, is how was I able to like stay for this long? Base stayed in Nigeria for like a month plus, and so how were you able to like cope without, having sex?
Let be poor, breathe, don't suffocate them.
And I know it's an information that might sound weird to people, but that's the truth. There are people who still struggle with that and need answers. So how was I able to do it? Are you sure you want to hear this gist? If you want to hear this gist, I'll tell you tomorrow. But first of all, let me sleep. I finished my Vigil not quite long, and I said let me just update you. So I will gist you how I was able, how I dealt with that urge that was coming. Good morning. I couldn't finish this food. You remember that I'm a sick baby, so I couldn't finish this jollof rice, and alright.
I don't take it for granted, so I just want to say that
I'm doing like an unboxing my bathroom, so I needed to like arrange it. I don't like the way everything just scattered everywhere. When a place is like highly scattered, I don't like it. So I had to buy this so that I believe you can see this clearly, so that I would use it to at least put some things in order in the bathroom. Get my point, right? I'm going to show you right away anyways. One of the key things I'm definitely going to miss when I leave China is how easy it is to get things you need. How very easy it is to get the things you need, That's what the front looks like. It came with this movable trolley. She is trolley that they used to call it. And if you don't want it to be moving, you can easily direct this so that, let's take it to the bathroom. I am the best one, a new creation. I am. This should be like a very normal conversation that can be held in a healthy way, except over is something that God himself created for our enjoyment. But because of how unhealthy, corrupt, and sick this world it really is, conversations like this cannot be held, maybe on platforms like this. Maybe a 13 years old is watching this, but from my record, from my analytics, I have my viewers expand. Their age range is between 18 and 64. Yes, by God's grace. So this is a healthy conversation that should be held by so many of us. Moreover, there's nothing wrong in that. Controlling yourself or dealing, I think that should be the right word, dealing with your sexual desires as a married woman whose husband maybe is not in town or he traveled. Now, like this, some people they begin all these discussions we have, on cheating partners. This is how it begins, because we tend to shy away from conversations like this, and at the end of the day, we keep breeding indisciplined people. We keep breeding partners who cannot be accountable, who cannot be stay responsible. So how was I able to deal with the sexual urge I had, within this space that my husband was not around? My husband traveled for, over a month, and prior to then, you guys know that when we got married, we practiced like long distance marriage for a couple of months before we finally, I would breeze in and breeze out. I'll breeze in and breeze out, breeze in and breeze out. So why this one in particular like stood out differently for me was because this is an out of the country situation. It's not something like maybe it's an intercity thing. I can just take a flight and go, meet him and then come back. And before I got married, was it really like this? It really was not like this. It wasn't like this. How will it be like this? But the moment you become one, united with your spouse, and start the intimacy, becoming intimate with each other, your body, biologically, medicine will tell you, your body becomes accustomed to the act of sexual intimacy. And this is not something that you would, is a sin. God created it, like he made the man and made the woman in such a way that everything will fix together when it comes together. And if there is no coming together for spouse, your body, as so long you're already used to doing it, your body will hunger for it. Your body would hunger for it as a very as a functioning human being that you are. Let's hope this cough gets better. So how has it been going? We do our best to see that we stay in touch. Yes, in touch in the sense that like on call, over the phone, just normal couple thing, some kind of chats, just normal couple conversations, and more especially expressing to him how you feel, expressing to each other how you feel. One of the things that causes a lot of problem is when a particular spouse is expressive and the other spouse is not expressive. It causes friction and problems to that marriage. That is just the honest truth. But if both of you are not together, and you're not going to be together like for a couple of weeks, a couple of months, and as a person you have this need, this is a need, it's a very serious need, and because you sincerely don't want to look outside, you don't want to open yourself up, open those portals that will lead you to something that will lead you, you relate your situation to your spouse. Hearing them talk to you, hearing them remind you maybe of a past experience, how good you've been, telling you sweet things will help to calm you and even give you hope that not, that I'm bashing you or making you feel like they are very busy or you hiding the way you feel. There's something the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 9:27. It says, 1 Corinthians 9:27, this is Paul speaking here. He said, "But I keep under my body, and I bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." I think this was where he was talking about. He was preaching to a particular church or something. What I would draw from here is, I didn't have my Bible in my hand and I'm reading from the black laptop. So what I would draw from here is there has to be a place of self-control. There has to be a place of discipline. Self-control and discipline are not things you build when you get married. Self-control, sexual self-control, and sexual discipline are things you build before you get married, which is why it is not good that while you're still single, you have multiple dates. You date so many people, you become sexually intimate with them. Now, when you finally get married to this person, and this person maybe for one or two reasons they are not in town, you would want to fulfill this desire because it has become a lasting hunger, and before you know it, you start getting tempted by anything that passes on the street. So it is simply sexual discipline, and which other word did I use? Discipline and okay, I don't know if this sickness that is doing me is also affecting my memory. So sexual discipline, remind me of the other one in the comment section, please. You must apply them, and also your non-negotiable standards. What are those things you live for? What are your core values? If you are a part of the Print Demand, or if you were my clients on the Print Demand is a femininity coaching program, you would know we discuss about the high value woman's non-negotiables, her core values. You must have something you live for. If not, you're going to fall for anything. So even in marriage, let's say something happened and you now got married to somebody and your marriage just has to be long distance. Maybe he's in another country, and maybe because of work, because of situation, or maybe he did something and he has gone to prison. Now what about women whose husbands are in prison for years? This is where sexual discipline and self-control, yes, sexual discipline and self-control comes into play. It is something you must build. These are, I would say, they are the fruits of the Holy, some of the unmentioned fruits of the Holy Spirit you must build. It takes time to build them. It takes time to build them. Before you got married, and let's say for those who kept themselves chaste, before you got married, you would not have sex. Like, you're not doing it, and you're controlling yourself. It's not that you're married and your spouse travel. You still should be able to control yourself. This is not a whole video about sexual purity and sexual discipline, but this is how it is. You just have to develop your discipline and control, self-control. Discipline is very important. Then being expressive to your partner. These are the three things so far, and all of these three things are under God. Yes, being expressive to your partner, how you feel, how you're currently feeling because they're not with you. Okay, now it rained really heavily and my body is doing me somehow. I really want to be in your arms. You tell your husband how you feel. Okay, this is how I feel right now. This is how my body is doing me right now. Like, you say the things exactly the way. And the other partner should be expressive. When your wife comes to you with a situation like this, this is how I'm feeling, over the phone. You try to tell her things that will make her, even though yes, she's not going to get it now. She has to exercise some patience for weeks or months or even years. But knowing that you're always there to affirm her feelings, to remind her how good she's been, will help her to keep going. And additionally is that discipline and self-control. Anything worth doing is worth doing well. Why would you want to go? Before you start thinking of cheating on your spouse and your partner, think about the long-standing, the consequence, the aftermath of your action. If you can deal with the aftermath of your action, go ahead and do it. If you cannot deal with the aftermath of your action, it's going to destroy your home, then don't do it. And that's one of the things that some of the things you both discussed prior to getting married, some of the things you agreed on will help you at those times. Especially, let's say, okay, you have your partner and while you guys were still like courting or dating, you made it clear that one of your deal breakers in the marriage will be when your spouse cheats on you. So if anything happens and both of you are experiencing long distance relationship for some time, and then they start having this urge, if their minds want to start thinking about the opposite sex, someone else to come satisfy them, they would remember the consequence, the deal breaker of the marriage. And if the marriage vows is what they respect, and they respect you as their partner, this applies to both a man and a woman, they will make sure they keep themselves for you. So if you want to do it, it definitely will do it. So this is just the thing I want to drop here. Like I said, it's not a full video on doing this, but I just wanted to give you this update.
We cover until we are formed.